Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 2. My name is Xavier Robert, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom. Let's take a look at the headline. INEC meets local observers, CSOs over review of 2023 elections. Governor Moino begins Akwa Ibom dialogue and formal launch of Arise Agenda harvests. We will bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. Our first report this afternoon is that the Vice President Kashim Shettima is representing President Bola Tinubu at the United Nations Food Systems in Rome, Italy, and St. Petersburg, Russia. This was disclosed in a statement by his spokesman, Olushola Abiola. At the Rome event, the Systems for People, Planet, and Prosperity, scheduled for today, 24th through Wednesday, 26th July. During the summit, the Vice President will chair a high-level session themed Innovative Financing for Food System Transformation, the Case of Nigeria, and the side event on scaling up multi-stakeholders collaboration and investment in the implementation of food systems transformation, scheduled for Wednesday, July 26, while in Russia, the Vice President will join other political and business leaders at the second Russia-Africa Summit and Russia-Africa Economic and Humanitarian Forum, focused on strategizing to enhance relations between Russia and the African continent, among other benefits. Away from that, now the federal government has announced the introduction of 4 additional regulations to address environmental and safety concerns in the midstream and downstream petroleum sector. It announced this through the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, in Abuja, said the specific regulations introduced are a Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Environmental Regulation 2023, designed to ensure that environmental standards and practices are upheld across midstream and downstream petroleum operations. It added that the aim of the Environmental Remediation Fund is nationwide. The federal government has arraigned 12 suspected oil thieves in connection with the interception of Cameroon-bound oil thieves before the Federal High Court in Asaba. The charge sheet had as defendants Kobina Paul and Ors. The defendants, however, pleaded not guilty when the 2 counts contained in the charge 2 was intercepted on July 7 on Escravos Sea in Delta State with 11 Nigerians and 1 Ghanaian on board. On aviation matters now, the federal court from July 17 to August 1, 2023. According to a statement by the FAN management in Abuja, the fare for cars will change from 200 to 300 naira, while those of buses and sports utility vehicles will change from 300 to 500 naira, while those of trailer and container tariff would be 2,000 naira. The management urged the public to take note of the changes in the effective date and tariff. It also appealed to all airport users that own vehicles to use rules and regulations guiding movement should be respected to create free traffic flow around the airport. INEC Mahmood Yakubu and the national commissioners of the commission are currently. The meeting aims to review the 2023 general elections with the CSOs and observer groups, as well as discuss preparations for the upcoming off-season and local elections. Observer groups is its The groups is its first since the conclusion of the 2023 general elections. So recall that INEC had in the last 2 weeks been engaging with critical stakeholders who participated in the conduct of the 2023 general elections. The state capital, in protest against the recent hike in fuel prices. Reports say they walked through some major streets and condemned the increase and the high cost of governance in Nigeria. Carrying placards with several inscriptions, the Edo civil society groups also rejected the proposed 8,000 development led by the All Progressives Congress returning officer for Adamawa governorship election, Mustapha Madawaki, alleged that the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC has the intention of jeopardizing the petition of the party governorship candidate for the state, Aisha Abuja, on Saturday. The returning officer said that INEC has connived with the governor of Adamawa State, Amadu Fintiri, to forcefully take the mandate of APC candidate.
And after it became clear that the APC candidate against all odds had won, the plot to deprive her of the victory was taken to another level. I, Alhaji Mustafa Umar Madawaki, Otumba of Ekiti, was the returning officer, Ali Hudu, was conspicuously absent. Only the two INEC federal commissioners sent from Abuja to keep an eye on the process were present at the collation center. When I questioned them, I was told that the resident electoral commissioner was unavoidably absent because of administrative issues. It later turned out that what they refused to play according to the plan to scuttle the clear victory of the APC.
Prevail. He stated that all allegations leveled against the former Adamawa REC Huduari and the Commissioner of Police M.A. Basri were false, adding that INEC wants to use their arrest to make them unavailable as witnesses in the election petitions.
The foregoing, any logical and unbiased person can three general elections, Adamawa State gubernatorial elections, through the high-wired and undemocratic means. All we are doing today is to draw the attention of the good people of Adamawa State and the rest of through the polls to have Senator Aisha Dahiru Binani as the governor that is being threatened. Senator Aisha Dahiru Binani will have her stolen mandate back, and the people, all Nigerians, and indeed the international community, are keenly waiting to see how the matter is eventually resolved. To this end,
back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Umoino has begun the hosting of the Akwa Ibom Dialogue and the formal launching of Minister of Budget and National Planning, Senator Udoma Udoma, as the chairman of the occasion, while the immediate past governor of the state, Udoma Emmanuel, acts as stakeholders in key sectors of development to converge for the summit, scheduled for today, Monday 24th through Thursday 27th July. Now to Africa, where Ghana's president has accepted the resignation of Sanitation and Water Resources Minister Cecilia Abena Dapar, following public outcry over huge sums of money discovered at her, called for an investigation to verify the source of the money. After a four-story building collapsed, reports say the cause of the collapse is unclear, but the taller building appears to have fallen onto a smaller one. Meanwhile, the governor of the littoral region. On the foreign scene now, Russian President Vladimir Putin has signed a law that raises the age limit by 5 years for certain categories of citizens to remain in Russia's military reserve, as limits for various categories of servicemen, including soldiers, sailors, sergeants, foremen, warrant officers, to 40 years. For foremen and warrant officers, it increases from 45 to 50 years, and for midshipmen, it increases from 50 to 55 years. The law also extends the 2024, with a transitional period until January 1, 2028, when citizens in the reserve will be gradually transferred to retirement. Still on the foreign scene, the Ukrainian Defense Minister Oleksiy this week, the minister in a live broadcast said he is awaiting the report which he will then pass on munitions usage, saying that he hopes they will be more efficient than normal munition. Still to come in the news.
If your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Stay tuned. And on our business news, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, has said its members are currently spending between 35% and 40% of total costs on energy needs. The MAN president, Francis Meshoye, stated this during an interview with Newsman. According to him, exporting manufacturers were currently being challenged by astronomical production costs, which had kept them from operating at maximum capacity. He urged government to take conscious steps towards removing the bottlenecks inhibiting exporters in order to boost exports and bring more foreign currency into the economy. Still in business, the chairman of the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, RMAFC, Mohammed Shehu, has said that the commission will do what is best for the country when reviewing the pay for politicians, judges, and public officers. The RAMFAC chairman, who was represented by a federal commissioner in the commission, Rakia Ayuba, made the salary increment remark at the presentation of the reports of the reviewed remuneration package to Kebbi State Governor Nasser Idris in Benin Kebbi. Reports say Ayuba had disclosed that the implementation of the reviewed remuneration packages were effective from January 1, 2023, a claim that had been denied by the RAMFAC Public Relations Officer, Christian Nwachuku. Now in health, the Kwara State government has commenced the administration of oral polio vaccines to children in Lafiaji, Eju local government area of the state. Speaking on the immunization campaign, which started yesterday, the Executive Secretary of Kwara Primary Healthcare PHC Development Agency, Dr. Nusirat Elelu, explained that it is an exercise to protect children from childhood killer diseases. She described polio as a viral disease that can cause irreversible paralysis in infected individuals, adding that the agency and its partners have been able to successfully interrupt the transmission of the circulating mutant polio virus across the 16 local government areas through quality polio vaccination campaigns in the last several months. Still in health now, latest official figures from the Kaduna diphtheria death toll has reportedly hit 13 in 2 local government areas. Reports say 10 people died from the disease in Kafanchan, Jamal local government area of Kaduna State. 3 children died in Makrafi local government area, while 7 others were hospitalized. Confirming the outbreak in Makrafi local government area, local council health secretary Aliyu Al-Hazan said the suspected cases occurred at Tasha Nakawu community in Gubuchi ward. Meanwhile, the chief epidemiologist, Kaduna State Ministry of Health, Dr. Jeremiah Daikwo, lamented that some communities in the state were rejecting vaccines against anthrax disease, which broke out in some states. Now in sports, talismanic striker Alexandra Pope scored twice as Germany thumped debutants Morocco 6-0 to launch their Women's World Cup title charge in ominous fashion today. Bob's 12-minute header set the Germans on their way in Melbourne and collected another before the break as the two-time champions romped to the biggest win of the tournament so far. Meanwhile, Clara Boyle added a third in Germany's first attack after the restart before own goals from Hanane Aitel Haj and Zainab Redouani. A last-minute strike from substitute Leah Schweiler completed the rout as Morocco's piece of history. The first Arab team to play at the Women's World Cup ended in disappointment. So in sports now, Brian Harman overcame an early wobble to stroll serenely to his first major title with a 6-shot victory at the 151st Open Championship in Hoyle Lake. Harman, ranked 26th in the world, becomes just the third left-hander to win the Climate Jog, emulating Bob Charles in 1963 and Phil Mickelson in 2013. Reports say the victory, which saw him collect £2.3 million, is just the third in his career and first since 2017. And on our entertainment news, Twitter owner Elon Musk has unveiled a new logo for the social media platform. The logo features a white X on a black background, replacing the original Twitter bluebird symbol. Unveiling the new logo, the Twitter Chief Executive Officer Linda Yaccarino said, "X is here," encouraging the public to key into the vision. Still on entertainment, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 has grossed $78 million between July 14 and July 21, 2023. Directed by Christopher McQuarrie, the movie tells another story of Ethan Hunt trying to save the world as he goes up against a powerful rogue artificial intelligence known as the Entity. Reports say the trailer, which promised a lot of daring stunts from crews, had people expectant. The numbers show that the movie met expectations in just the first week of its release. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. You've been watching Spectrum News at 2. My name is Xavier Robert. Do enjoy the rest of our programming today. Bye-bye.